Hey, welcome to World Entertainment and episode 6 for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4. We've got our preview, we got our little trailer, and we got the images. Judging by the images in the trailer, you think, wow, it's taken 6 episodes to get to a non-gimmick episode in this season. And we're wrong. Because this episode is described as, it's called Off Hour. This week's episode, titled Off Hour, is described as a disaster movie homage. Yep. So they are going to push that it's a disaster movie. So once we're looking at the images, you'll see, like, it doesn't seem gimmicky. The trailer didn't seem too gimmicky, except for one thing. And now hearing that, you kind of go, oh, I can see where they're going with this. But let's take a look at the trailer, which again is like the 30-second odd trailer. But here it is anyway for episode 6 of season 4.
Red alert.
All hands brace for impact.
We have multiple crew injured. All sensors are down but one. And we're flying right into
A slipstream wormhole. Everyone be ready.
Captain?
In 12 minutes, we're all dead.
A slipstream wormhole. What the hell is a slipstream wormhole? Why does Pike seem to get blasted back from the console, trip over the little barrier around, but then, rather than just trip over the way he looked like he tripped over and fall to the ground, he seemed to almost float across half the bridge. That looked weird. So, the synopsis for this episode is, an off-duty window becomes a warp emergency when the Enterprise is pushed beyond its safe limits. So, I'm curious, if it's saying it's an homage to disaster movies, we're on the Enterprise, and all these things are kind of going to go wrong on the Enterprise with the ship being pushed to its limits and stuff. Is this basically going to be the Poseidon Adventure in space or something? Like, is that the Towering Inferno or something? Like, what way are they going to work the... By the way, this is her quarters. This character, this is her quarters. But is it like... What way are they going to do it? A slipstream wormhole. What the hell does that even mean? I don't know. It's just... It's weird. Why do Omega and Chapel seem to end up frozen? Why have we got this Vulcan, the female Vulcan, that's a cadet on the ship, who actually has a name? I'm looking at her name here, is Ashaya, I believe is how you pronounce it. Ashaya, Asaya. I think it's Ashaya is how you pronounce it. Which makes zero sense, being the fact that Spock is the only Vulcan in Starfleet at this particular time. No one else. There was no other Vulcans at Starfleet Academy or anything like that, and yet here we have a Vulcan cadet on board the Enterprise. I don't know. So, all chaos seems to break loose on board this ship, but why are Omega and Chapel frozen? Don't know. Why does Pike seem to get tripped over the balcony, but then seem to go flying across the bridge? Don't know. What disaster movie are they actually going to pay homage to? Or are they going to play it to multiple disaster movies? So maybe you get a bit of the Poseidon Adventures in there. Maybe you get a bit of Towering Inferno in there. Maybe you get a bit of Earthquake in there. The 1974, I think, is the movie Earthquake. There's loads of movies called Earthquake, but the original. What other kind of disaster movies is there that you could think of? I don't know. Do some of the plane crash movies, are they considered disaster movies? Maybe. But how do you weave in a disaster movie premise into Star Trek aboard a starship going into a wormhole? I don't know. I really don't know. It's so bizarre. And the worst part about when they give you all these breakdowns and stuff in these previews, they never actually explain much about the episodes or anything. So, like, what it says here, it says the second half of Season 4 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds begins this week. We have details and new photos from the Season 6 episode. There be spoilers ahead, which is what they say, and yet there's no spoilers ahead because everything else is just images, except for the part that it says this week's episode titled blah 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 is a disaster movie, and then the synopsis. That's it. Where's the spoilers? Where's the spoilers? I don't know, unless they're talking about the spoilers like seeing Mbega and Chapel frozen. But they're in sickbay, so why are they frozen? I bet you they killed this Vulcan cadet off. Because otherwise, where is she? And the fact that she seems to be pretty prominent in some of these images. And yet, ironically, not prominent in the trailer. So it's kind of like, okay. This season is garbage. We've just done the video that Season 4 has not charted at all. And the Nielsen ratings. All episodes so far have been gimmick episodes. Jurassic Park, Event Horizon, Hangover / Dude Where's My Car, Casablanca, and the Muppets in Space. And now, a disaster movie. Which one? I'm sure we'll find out. Unfortunately. For a season that really has to start trying to remove characters, they're really not doing anything to start removing characters. Like, clearly they've promoted number 1 / Una, so clearly they're probably just going to write her off to be, oh, she went and got her own command. The likes of Na'an, or La'an, I'm pretty sure it's Na'an. Where the hell does she end up going? Ortega or Ortiz, whatever the hell they call her, where does she go? Where does Mbega go? Where does... I believe her name is Pila or Pila, something like that. The one from Scrooged. Where the hell does she go? Because she's actually the chief engineer on the ship, not Scotty. Where do all these people go? When does Pike get his injury? Which shouldn't happen on the Enterprise because he wasn't in command of the Enterprise when that happened. But overall, it's just gimmick after gimmick after gimmick after gimmick. And now, an episode that, seeing these images and seeing that trailer, you thought to yourself, oh, we're finally getting a non-gimmick episode. And then they pull the rug out from under us and go, gotcha, it's actually a gimmick episode because it's going to pay homage to disaster movies. Can't wait. So here's our episode 6 preview for Strange New World Season 4, which will drop on Thursday. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.